Welcome back to the Force Feed. In today's gaming news, we wrap up Sony's pre-TGS press conference, Good Old Games celebrates its 5th anniversary, and Deep Down looks like a futuristic Dark Souls. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Force here with your day's gaming news. First up today, Sony held a pre-Tokyo Game Show press conference in which there were several major reveals and announcements. I'd like to quickly recap those for you here. First, the Vita TV was announced, a new mini console that hooks up to your TV, allowing you to play Vita games or stream PS4 games remotely. A new thinner and lighter Vita model is coming to Japan in 6 different colors. The PlayStation 4 launches in Japan on February 22nd, 2014, which is a full 3 months after the North American and European launch, and several new games were revealed, including Soul Sacrifice Delta, Phantasy Star Nova, and Yakuza Restoration. So we've got the Vita TV. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who want to play Vita games on their TV, and more options are always a good thing, so, great for you there. And then there's also the remote option of playing the PlayStation 4. If you have a PS4 in one room, I guess it means that you can play it on a TV remotely, so that means you can have it away. I actually don't really know the use case here. The biggest thing, I think, unfortunately enough, is the Japanese release of February of next year. Now, of course, this only affects people in Japan, but for those people, that kind of sucks. You're going to have to wait a full 3 months after the European and North America release. Now, I guess on the positive side, if we're looking for the silver lining to this cloud here, I would say that the launch lineup typically is pretty abysmal. So having a few months for some better games to come out, maybe it won't be the biggest of deals. Again, it is unfortunate for those of you in Japan who do have to wait that extra amount of time. I'm sorry about that. Next up in news, Good Old Games will be celebrating its 5-year anniversary with the High Five sale, in which you get to pick 5 games from a list of 25 games, which you will get an 80% discount on. The list of available games include Alan Wake, Amnesia, Dyad, Evoland, Primordia, Slender, Strike Suit Zero, Torchlight, and more. The High Five sale lasts from now until September 16th. So of that list of 25 games, if I had to recommend 5 myself, I would probably say Torchlight, Tiny and Big, which is a game that I think got incredibly overlooked, Alan Wake, Evoland, and what else did I put here? Slender. I think Slender's pretty good. Or, of course, you could pick Amnesia if you like any scary games, one or the other. But yeah, I mean, it's a great deal. 5 games from that list of 25 that you get an 80% discount on. Pick up some if you haven't already. You know the deal. It's a sale. Go ahead. And last up in news today, Deep Down is an upcoming PS4 exclusive set in a medieval fantasy environment, but apparently it's got this futuristic twist to it from details that were revealed at the pre-Tokyo Game Show Sony event. Despite its medieval setting, Deep Down actually takes place in New York in the year 2094. The player has the ability to see and experience past memories, which is where the fantasy setting comes in. It was also revealed that the game features a procedural dungeon system with randomized monsters, along with online 4-player co-op. More details on this PS4 exclusive will be coming at this year's Tokyo Game Show. I don't know, this looks pretty good, and I know I say that about so many games, but to me, this sort of looks like a futuristic Dark Souls. But only part of the game apparently is supposed to be set in the future, because you're experiencing a lot of the gameplay in this medieval fantasy setting where you're fighting dragons and all sorts of demons and monsters. And from the armor of the character to the aesthetic of the world and the gameplay that I've seen so far, I actually caught 4 minutes of leaked footage, which I can't show you here, but I think I can give you a link to below. It looks like it plays a lot like Dark Souls. So that's kind of cool, and for that reason, I'm excited. I get so excited about so many games, so take that with a grain of salt. We'll have to see as it gets closer to launch, but so far, from what I've seen, I'm happy with the way it looks, the direction that it's going in, and if it turns out to be another Dark Souls-type game, fantastic, because honestly, if you ask me, you really can't have enough of those. So, even though it's a PS4 exclusive, which is unfortunate for those of you who might own the Xbox One or are PC-only gamers, this could be a reason to pick up Sony's next-generation console. Who knows? We'll have to see once the game comes out. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of the show. As always, let me know what you think about any of the topics discussed here today in the comment section below. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. Now, if you were to say to me, Force, it seems like you get excited about pretty much every game that's coming out, I would rebut with, no. I mean, there's, oh gosh, what's that game? It's the game those guys are making. It's set in a place. The thing. What about? No. I don't know. Look, as long as it's not a phone game, I always hope it's going to be good. It just doesn't always turn out that way.